There we go. Okay, now start share again. All right, so then continuing on down here, let me move you guys out of the way again. First post, did everybody get their first post up, either talking about the new bootcamp you guys enrolled in, talking about the coaching opportunity? Everybody get their first post out? If you guys haven't yet and you guys are, this is the first call that you guys are jumping on with, we will go over this with you guys again and reiterate, and we'll send you the recording from last week as well, so don't feel overwhelmed by that. And then,
and if you haven't, I was going to say, if you haven't put up your post yet, or when you do post this week, which we'll talk about in a little bit, tell the group when you do post so that we can all go in on love on it, which will build the traction on your post and send it out to more eyes.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. BOD group setup. Anybody have any questions about BOD groups, either getting into your BOD group or getting your own BOD group set up? Anybody have any questions on that? Good. All right, we are going to dive into week two. Week two, we're going to go over the new client welcome pack, which probably all of you have already received, but we kind of want to go over it and point out some really good nuggets that are in there for you guys, and just easy ways that you guys can help your clients come on and have just a seamless transition with that, and then getting started on their own journey. So we're going to go over that, and then we're also going to go over the fear of posting and how to approach people with posting, how to post, where to post, what to post. Whitney is going to talk about a bunch of tips and tricks and everything as we go through that, because posting can be really intimidating in the beginning, and it's just getting over that fear. And that's really where you're going to build your business. This business is, I would say, like 98% built online. So we want to make sure that we give you guys all of the tools, all of the support and everything when it comes to posting, especially in the beginning. So you guys can freaking learn from Whitney and my, I don't want to say mistakes, but learn from us, from our failing forwards, where we used to post and it was just atrocious. But now we want to help you guys with what we've learned along the way. So I'm going to go ahead and dive into the new Challenger welcome packet. You guys should have all received this in an email. And right here, I'm going to send you guys over the slides after this, but right here is where you guys can go in and you guys can edit it to put in your name right here, change any of the wording and everything that you want to do. But this is going to show you guys step by step how to do that, because you want to make sure that you make a copy of it before you just go in and start editing on this sheet that I'm about to show you guys right here. So let's go ahead and go into this. Oh, kidding me, Safari?
And then Sarah, I'll add into that. I did a screen record like YouTube link video that I'll send you guys of how to edit this as well and how to make it your own. So it'll come in the email right after this call, and you can follow like a step-by-step tutorial of what to edit, where to edit, how to edit. So that'll come with it. Some of you already have it. You were a little like, you were jumping it and you were like freaking crushing it this week, so I sent it to you this weekend, but others I'll get it out to you right after this call.
Perfect. Okay, so Safari's being lame, so we're just going to open up this welcome packet right here. This is the form that we send over to you guys. It's a PDF, so it is clickable. You guys just send it out to people and the links are already embedded in there. This is just, I'm going to go through it real quickly, not touch on everything because there's a lot of information in it, but this is just a welcome into our tribe, and then just kind of a little thank you letter for them joining us. Then in here we have where they can go in and they can watch a video on joining a BOD group, on what our group is all about. Depending on which team you're in, it'll say either Self-Love Fit Club or Fit and Fierce, or your own team in there, whatever team name you put in there. So that'll be a part that you edit. And then this is step one. Here's a video for you guys going over exactly how to log into a BOD group, exactly what they can expect from us in the boot camps, and also what we can expect from them, because we want them coming in here knowing that, like, for these programs to work, like, they have to do the work. So we come in here, talk all about that, talk about our community. Scrolling down, right here, this is a clickable link where you can go in and add yourself to the BOD group, depending on which BOD group you're going to be joining. And it also has, in the BOD group, it has a tutorial. Whitney has one on her page about walking through and how you guys can go through tracking and everything in there. So that is on that, a little bit more about it. And then this is introducing the contract. So you guys probably have seen the contract sign over. This is basically what we want all of our clients and all of our coaches, if they're enrolling, because the first part about being a coach is being on your own journey as well. So this is basically just a commitment to yourself, and it's a contract for yourself that you are going to show up for your journey every day. And we just like people to take a picture of this, either post it in the BOD group or send it to their coach, which is going to be you guys. So here's the contract in there as well that they can print out. Getting started. These are a couple videos that Whitney and I went through and we put together for people. First one is about BOD and how to really access BOD, where they can see all the programs, filter through all the programs, where they can see all the program materials that they have access to now and there. So this is going to be a video for that. This entire thing is a clickable page. And then a couple new videos that we put in there. Oh, this is basically how we filtered out the program. So Whitney and I went through and we talked about the different levels of it in case someone comes at it and they're like, I don't know what I should do. And it's like, say someone who has never worked out in their life sees 6 weeks of the work and they're like, oh, that looks cool. We can be like, no, you should probably start more a little bit up here. So that's really helpful, especially new coaches who are just learning about the programs. Setting up smart TV, clickable link. Also, we just can show them how to add it to a Fire Stick, Apple TV, your smart TV, anything like that. This is going to walk them through that. Unboxing. Whitney did this video, and it's freaking incredible, and I love it. This is, if you haven't received your package yet, because there is kind of a shipping delay. If you haven't received your package yet, go through this because she shows you everything that you're going to be getting in those boxes, and she explains everything that's going to be like about each one of those products. So you guys get to go in here, have this. She just kind of walks you through exactly what you're going to be getting, how you can use it. And if you didn't order anything that was in there, but someone like thinks like, oh, I really do want the digestive energy or one of the boosts or whatever. These are all clickable links down here that you guys are going to go in and you are going to add in your own coach ID. So that once they decide, ooh, I really want this digestive energy, they can click on this. Your coach ID is already going to be logged into it. So then when they enroll, it automatically knows to send the volume to you. So this is also in the YouTube video on how to edit in your coach ID in there.
Hey, Sarah.
Yeah.
Real quick, in the meeting room, is Samantha waiting for being admitted? Sorry, she just texted me.
Let me see. I don't think I can see it when I do that. There we go.
I guess they added this feature into Zoom now where we have to let them in because people were jumping into random Zooms during Corona and like flashing people and like mooning people. So we might get a treat here pretty soon. Surprise flasher.
Okay, there we go. Are you in, Samantha? There we
Yay.
go.
Yep,
All right.
Thank you.
Okay, so already went through all of this. Why did it take me all the way back to the top? That's down. All right, scrolling through forever and a half. Okay, then down here, canceling auto ship on all of products or changing products. So say they got vanilla Shakeology 1 month and they decide they want to switch it and everything. I can't tell you how many people have messaged Whitney and I and been like, how do I change this? How do I do this? So we made it really easy. You go in here, you click this link, you get directly in contact with the link that's going to get you to customer service chat, and then they can change it all on there because we don't have the power as coaches to go in and make an adjustment on someone else's account. So this directs them to there. It's super basic, super easy to work through and stuff. So this is a new page that we added in. I think it's incredible how it okay, this is all about meal prepping. Then it starts getting into the containers and everything. So all of the information that you guys are going to need to get someone started is right in here. This breaks down your meal plan, which plan you're going to be following. So I encourage you guys to just check this out. I don't want to go through the entire thing because it's a lot of information in here. But check this out. If you guys have any questions or anything about it, feel free to reach out to your upline, to Whitney, myself, whoever, and we can help walk you guys through this. But this is basically all of the information that people are going to come to you and they're going to be like, okay, I have no idea which calorie bracket I'm going to be at. You're going to be able to be, hey, did you check out that welcome packet that I had? It has all of the information in there. So this is super, super valuable to have. Whitney, do you have anything that you want to add into the welcome packet?
No, I think that's perfect and super self-explanatory as you're going through it. One thing I actually did want to say is Ellie's kind of been going through, and she's inviting men to her group, and so the welcome packet is very female looking. It has like, you know, you can tell. So she's kind of making it her own. She changed the intro a little bit to her story and then changed the font so it wasn't quite so girly, changed the pink to, you know, a more neutral color. So feel free, once you make a copy of this document, it's yours, and it can be a work in progress too. If you want to just kind of slowly be editing it as you know, feel free to send it as is to your clients. once you change the links to your links, but this is your baby, and this is like your first impression, I guess, when somebody signs up with you. It's your welcome packet. So feel free to make it your look and feel that you want in your business as a coach. Don't feel like you have to keep the fonts or the girliness of it all. It doesn't even have to say, "Hey girl." It can say, you know, something different that sounds more like you.
Yes, love it. Okay. Next part that we want to get into is Instagram. So the way that I like to approach Instagram is if you guys look at your Instagram and it looks kind of cluttered and everything, I want you guys to think of Instagram as your house. Like if you have someone that's going to be coming over to your house, like you don't want to have like stuff everywhere. You kind of clean it up really fast. So I would encourage you to go through, clean it up, make sure that you have light and bright photos on there. We're going to talk you guys through about how to get that. So basics of Instagram, make sure that you have a clean profile, and we'll get into that in a little bit. Make sure your account is public because you're going to be getting a lot more traction on your page if it's public. You still can absolutely see who follows you and everything. So if you guys want to keep a close eye on that, you can, but I would strongly encourage you guys to make your account public. Your profile picture, we want it to be like just your face. If you guys are looking over here, you can see just Whitney. So it doesn't have her and Paul and William, no matter how freaking adorable they are and everything, but they are enrolling with you as a coach and they're following with you as a coach. So we want to make sure that you are the center of it. So have a light and bright picture on your profile just of you, and it looks a lot less cluttered if it's just one person in there. Your bio. In your bio, we don't want it to say like Beachbody Coach, like Beachbody Coach or something like that that's just like blatantly Beachbody. We want it to be more about you. So for example, in Whitney's, you'll see it's postpartum fitness, Ironman. This is stuff about Whitney and not necessarily about Beachbody. You guys, Beachbody has all of the money in the world to spend on advertising. It doesn't need to be in your bio. So we want them to know something about you. So if you look at mine, it'll say like wife, mom of 3, like I lost 70 pounds from home and now I encourage other women to do the same, or something along those lines that's just about you. And people, if they see that in your profile, they're going to connect that with things that are similar to them. And that's the kind of people that we want to attract in your business, is people that are similar to you, because that's going to be the type of people that you want to work with. So I encourage you guys, go in, check out your bio. If you guys have questions on what to add in your bio, shoot a text message over to your upline. Your bio, it does keep it to like a really short, I think it's only like couple hundred characters or something. That has to be pretty tight in there. So just make sure that it's like the good nuggets of your life and like what you really want people to know about you in your bio. Website option, you do have an option for a website in there, or you have the option for a link tree. I love link tree because you guys can go in, you can put in there on Whitney and mine, you'll see like application to start with our boot camp, or you'll see like Amazon favorites or something along those lines, but it's not a direct link to like a Beachbody thing. People are going to see that and they're going to be like, oh, this chick's just going to come at me and try and sell me something. That's what I think every time I see a website or something like that that has the company's blatant name in there. I'm just like, oh, they're just going to come after me for that. And that's not the kind of business we're in. We're literally in the business of changing lives. So I will say that about Linktree and website. Linktree is very straightforward if you guys want to go in and check out Linktree as well. So your posts, we encourage you guys to post every single day. We look at your post as like opening up your storefront. So when they come to your Instagram, like that's going to be your storefront, and people are going to want to know and see that you're showing up for your own journey every day so that they can trust you to show up for them during their journey. So we want you guys to give value. We always say tips, humor, any sort of knowledge. We really want them to feel something when they come to your page and they're looking at your post, because Whitney and I have always said, like, people are not always going to remember exactly what you say, but they're always going to remember how you made them feel in there. So talk about a story in your post, talk about a struggle that you've had, but spin it to win it. If you guys like being funny, like add some humor in there. If you guys like, as far as value goes, say you really like doing your hair, so add maybe like some hair tips in there, add some makeup tips in there. Whitney loves dogs, add some dog tips in there. Just really give someone value, because that's how we're noticing with growing Instagram these days. People are not only going there just for inspiration, they're going there for some sort of value. So give value. in your posts, the Lightroom app is really good for kind of creating that uniform look as you're scrolling through your Instagram feed. If you guys think of an Instagram page that you like going to, if you look at their feed, it looks kind of uniform, even though it's different pictures in each one of the things. There's a similar aspect to all of it, whether it's the filter that they've used, whether it's a color theme that they've used or anything, and you can work a lot with that in Lightroom. Lightroom is a completely free app. You guys can go in and get it. There is options to buy packages in it or options to buy filters and stuff. You don't have to. You can go in there and edit them yourself. Tons of tutorials on that too. But pick a filter that you like or pick some sort of theme that you like and stick with it through your entire page. It looks really cluttered if you go in and you're like, I want to have really bright pictures here, like maybe, I don't know, really muted pictures here, black and white pictures here, sepia over here, or whatever. Just make sure that it's really uniform going through. Lighting for your photos. When you guys are taking a photo, your eye is going to go towards the light, like a bug. So your eye is going to be directed at light. So we want to make sure that the picture of you looks really bright and lifeful, I guess I would say. So when you guys are taking a picture, you guys always want to be facing the light. So right now, if I were to turn my computer this way, it's a whole different image and a whole different scenic versus if I were to turn myself directly to the light. So get yourself to a light. You don't have to have a ring light. You don't have to have like a stand or anything like that. Literally just go over to a window, hold your arm out like a personal selfie stick and take a picture, and it's going to show up light and bright and gorgeous. And then you can go into Lightroom if you want to edit it further. Caption writer app for spacing. Whitney, remember the old days when we had to do like emojis or like dots in between each line? It just got so cluttered because Instagram's so annoying when it comes to writing out a caption, especially if you want to have spaces in it. Caption Writer is a completely free app. If you guys go in there, you can add spaces in there, you can add emojis, whatever you want all in there, and then copy it and then go over and paste into Instagram. And you're gonna get those spaces already built into it, so you guys don't have to like deal with the struggle of Instagram captions. Font app for style. If you want to have different sorts of fonts in your posts for some eye-catching things, you guys can do fonts app for style. It's also in there too. And then scrolling down, I'm gonna go ahead and toss it over to Whitney. Whitney's really good about mapping out content on her page, and I'm gonna have her share a little bit about how she does that. Are you there?
So I always think of like, all right, now I know like how to make my posts look good, but what the heck do I post every day? And if you plan to be a coach for the next 10 years, plan on dialing in a post every single day for those next 10 years, because it's a way, I call it like opening your doors to your business. And you want to show that you're open for business. And I can't tell you how many people have come to me and said, you know, I ended up signing up with you because I've seen you show up every day, versus, let's face it, a lot of the people who follow you also follow other Beachbody coaches, and they want to see that consistency. And when people fall off the earth for a month or two and not showing up, that's not exactly the person that you want guiding you through your health and fitness journey. So make it a plan to show up every single day. So what the heck do you post? When I started this business, my goal was just to be a source of positivity and light to people. So if that's something that interests you, then which as a coach, I feel like that would be an awesome little perk or part of your business, is being that positivity, especially in a world that can be sometimes dark. So I put together kind of a posting idea list when I started of how could I show up every day with either something of value or something positive or something that could help somebody or something that can make somebody laugh. So I started with themes, and this was how I just rolled through probably for the first 3 years of my business. Every Monday, I did some sort of motivational Monday, and I would go to Pinterest, look up a motivational quote that I liked, and use that as the start of my caption for a picture that then was me working out, or me with the dogs, or me on a hike, or, you know, an appropriate picture, but then something that could get somebody off the couch and motivated that day. And I could go into a little description of, you know, how this quote helped me. Tuesday, I love sharing, you know, because now we have these awesome meal plans, these portion control containers, you're using some of the Fixate channel recipes. start sharing some useful tips or hacks for healthy foods that your kids would eat, healthy foods that hubby will eat. I know that that's a big hang up for a lot of people getting started is, you know, their family isn't going to want to eat healthy with them. So how could you make it taste good for everyone? It could be a Tasty Tuesday recipe, Workout Wednesday. This could be a video of you showing a few moves, how to do them, maybe a quick core burner, 3 moves to get your abs ready for bathing suits, you know, bathing suit season. It could be your workout of the day, a quick total body burner, show 3 moves that could help somebody who's sitting in their house right now and wants a couple ideas. Or it could be 1 move and how to properly do that move with good form. Maybe it's a lunge, maybe it's a squat, things they can keep in mind. Throwback Thursday. Okay, this one is where you start to piece out your story and you start breadcrumbing a little bit who you are, where you've come from, your past, your present. And so what I like to do is I use Throwback Thursday as a chance to almost like write a letter to my old self, I think of it as. So if I posted a picture of me from 2012, what would I say to that girl? And then I can create this fun, you know, throwback because, and this is why we do it, chances are the person you're going to help tends to be the old you. And she struggles with similar things that you struggled with in the past. So can you, by talking to yourself, the old you, almost be talking to her. And that woman who's looking at your profile going, I see where Ellie was struggling with A, B, and C, and now where she is. And they're going to put together in their mind what the change was. And it was either this business or these workouts or this meal plan or just a change in, you know, joining this community. So talking to that old you, or like in Sarah's case, Throwback Thursdays or Transformation Tuesdays for her is an old picture of her 70 pounds heavier and then her now. And not always talking about the physical change. You can talk about the mental change as well. Favorites Friday. This is a fun one where you get to just go off script, nothing Beachbody, please, just your favorite sometimes. Like, if it were Sarah, maybe she would do her favorite hair tips or her favorite makeup tips or her favorite workout pants or her favorite fashion line. If it were me, it'd be my favorite, you know, things that I use for my bike or my favorite things that I love for running, my favorite equipment for running shoes or a running belt, hydration belt, things that you're following because you're going to start attracting people like you would find super helpful. Now for me, it could be my favorite things for little baby William. Saturdays could be a theme for your Saturday, and this could be either your stats where you're showing your progress as you go. I know Christy's pregnant, so it'd be really fun for her to show like the growth in as she's doing bar, you know, what's improving in bar, how is she preparing for childbirth, and then watching her belly get bigger, how fun. People love the pregnancy journey. Similarly, Samantha, she's shrinking, right? She had a baby. She's like me, and we're getting our body and our strength back from pregnancy. And so showing those stats and how we're changing, how we're getting stronger. It could be on the left side, a picture of Samantha doing a push-up on her knees. And then on the right side, a picture or video of Samantha now doing a real push-up and how she's been able to get back to, you know, better physical strength after having Emmett. And then I love, I'm a Christian, and so I love posting on Sundays, something faith-based, something family-based, or like this past weekend, it was about giving back and tithing. So that's an idea for you if you want to just have a quick way to think of something to post that day. Another really cool thing that Sarah started doing and brought to my attention when she would have a great picture, say of her and all hell breaking loose with the kids, right? And maybe she's trying to bust out her workout or she's in the kitchen cooking and the kids have oats and flour and cereal all over the kitchen. She'll take a picture and then go to Pinterest and find a quote that pertains to that picture. Then start your caption with that Pinterest quote and then go into, you know, hell of a day, whatever it was, and then a positive spin on it, how she's able to use her personal development, right, to get through the hard days with the kids, and maybe what she learned from Rachel Hollis on Rachel's podcast that day. Something of value with a positive spin. But this week we experimented with all of Ellie's photos. And so she would pull up a photo and I'd say, you know, okay, go to Pinterest and find a quote. So she had one of Sam's, her dog, sitting on her during a workout. So she went to Pinterest, typed in funny dog quotes, you know, and one pops up about your dog helping you with your workout. So she starts with that, because how great for somebody to get a little laugh. And then they're more inclined to read the rest of your post as well if you have that good first sentence opener. It's kind of like school when you had to start your essay with a really good kind of grab, right? All right, and so that's kind of how I began when I started with how do I post every day. Now let's take a little bit deeper dive into other ways that you can post and things that I want you to be able to revolve your posts around, and that's the color wheel. So Sarah, if you're on slides, go to the next slide. And this is our color wheel. So these are going to be, I want you guys to take a few minutes and jot down a list, kind of like this list I have in pink, of things that make you unique that are not Beachbody, right? So I don't want Beachbody Coach on there. I want 12 other things that are so amazing about you, or maybe not amazing about you, but just something you've been through. So it can be infertility journey. It could be, you know, it could be any struggle you've been through, PCOS. My sister-in-law can be like, or my brother-in-law could be like cancer survivor. It could be some really awesome things that tie into your journey. So you can see an example list here. We're going to give you guys 3 minutes to start jotting down. Go quiet, and I just want you to start jotting down as many things as you can think of, okay, in the next kind of 3 minutes that describe you, what you love, who you are as a person. So we'll go to the 10:42 mark. So if you got pen and paper, go for it. Okay, you guys got some ideas down? Sarah, I can't see anybody, but can you have a couple people say what they wrote down?
Sure. Anybody want to go first? because I hated it when teachers called on me and were like, share yours right now in front of the whole class. Anybody want to share? Take yourself off of mute. I know some of you are going, okay, 1, 2, 3, go.
Okay, I'll go first.
Go ahead, Danielle.
Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, cool. So some of the things that I wrote down, mom of 2.5, Cadence is with us for the summer times. Super outdoorsy, singer, dog lover, military spouse, hunter, and that's it that I could come up with.
Those are great. I love how that's such like a broad range of things. You have such a variety when it comes to it. Like that's going to be huge, especially when it comes to building your market out. So love it. Anybody else?
Yeah.
Ellie, do you have yours?
Those are really good.
Is Ellie right there?
Oh, yeah. Let's have her share what she wrote out. I can hear, get her list. Those are really good, Danielle. I like those a lot.
Thanks.
All right.
Trying to think of some ideas, you know.
Yeah, and get creative with it today. You know, as you're going through, you can even do like if you like to bake or you like to cook or you like to, just kind of jot them down throughout the day and today and tomorrow if you start thinking of stuff that you really like or stores you like, brands you like, that kind of thing.
And this doesn't have to be just one time. Like I want you guys to continually come back to your color wheel because as you guys move on in your journey, you're going to start finding passions for other things. So this is something that like I would say our coaches come back to like multiple times throughout the year. So not just one time thing that you guys have to focus on.
All right, Ellie.
All right. So yeah, some of those things I realized all the things I started putting down originally were like that had to do with working out because that's so much of my career and as a tennis coach and fitness in general. So it was actually a little difficult for me to branch out a little bit and dive a little deeper. So I have things on there like tennis and yoga and hiking, but then I also put things like Samson, my dog, being engaged. I think it's something that's super relatable and exciting to people. And then also my faith was something that I had talked to Whitney a lot about if I wanted to share that since it's such a personal thing or not, or how to do that in a tasteful way. So that was helpful to kind of talk through that with her on how to still make that feel really authentic. But also think that, you know, my followers will be able to relate to that as well. So faith was kind of a step outside my comfort zone. And then other things that I like as far as just being outdoors and doing outdoor activities and being at the beach. One other thing I put on there was like sports fanatic.
Yeah.
So I think that one is one that ties my career also in with like passionate things at home with going to sporting events or which teams I like or follow. That helps me be more relatable too.
So good. I love it. Okay, so I hope that kind of gives you guys too more ideas, you know, with Danielle's list and Ellie's list and then this list here. Hopefully that gives you some ideas. And like Sarah said, these evolved. So 7 years ago, my color wheel looked way different than it does today. There's some core ones that stay in there, but definitely mom of a boy was not on there. All right, so the point of your color wheel is when you look at your Instagram feed, for instance, or if you're using Facebook, if I were to go to your Instagram feed right now or your Facebook and I do a quick scroll, I'm going to say 5-10 seconds because that's all somebody's going to give you when they go to your feed to see if they want to follow you or like you or have you as their coach eventually. So I want to see something from a lot of those wedges on that color wheel in my first scroll. I want to see all the different aspects of you. So I don't want to see a whole feed of you working out. I don't want to see a whole feed of you cooking. I want to see a feed of you working out, cooking, going on a hike with your dog, scrapbooking, going to a Giants game, riding your pink scooter, going on a 100-mile bike ride, playing with your little baby, going on a date night with your husband, like those things, reading your Bible. Like, I want to see all the aspects of you, because that is how you gain a following of women who are like you. And they're not going to be exactly like you, you know. Look at you gals, like Christy and I, for instance, we have, you know, triathlon in common and now a little boy in common, but so many aspects of our wheel look so different, but we can relate to each other on that. Sarah and I, we can relate to each other on just like growing up with sports, but she and I are so different in so many other aspects. So really, somebody only has to connect with you over one or two aspects of your life for them to feel like they know you and want to keep following you. So that's why it's important to just kind of have a nice variety of posts and content throughout your feed. Anything you want to add to that, Sarah?
I would say, so the way that I think of it is when they're looking at it, within those first 6 pictures, I want to see something different from your color wheel. So if you were to go and look at mine, you would see one picture of fitness, you would see one of my transformations, you would see something of me and my kids, something of me and my husband, and then something that I really love. Like, you'll see a hair one, a shopping one, something like that. But in those first 6 posts that I have posted for the past 6 days, because I post every day, you're going to see a little bit of snippet from my color wheels, because the color wheel, I mean, you're going to have 15, 30 things on there, right? But each six, I want you guys to have one thing kind of similar, like a fitness one, a family one, if you guys do a transformation one, I want to see something like that. So a little bit of it's going to sound confusing, but a little bit of a variety, but also a consistency with that, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. And then sharing the post has been really valuable, because you're going to find that that some people that are looking at your picture or looking at your post and everything are not watching your stories, and vice versa. So a trick that Whitney and I really like to do is sharing our posts to our stories and using hashtags. I'll go ahead and I'll let you go into using the hashtags, because you're great at that.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so with the color wheel, every wedge, so say one of your wedges, Ellie, what's one of your wedges say? Dog mom? All right. So she's going to go in and find 30 hashtags on Instagram, or we have a couple apps that help you with this that we'll include in the email right after this call, so you can look up some. But if she were to go into Instagram and hashtag dog mom, click on that, then there's a bunch of related hashtags that she's going to find. So every time she posts about Samson, you can post, the reason we say 30 is you can post up to 30 hashtags with one photo. And this is how people find you out in the World Wide Web, right? So if she posted a picture of Samson and did hashtag dog mom of shelter dog, right? Rather than just dog mom, she's going to find all these other dog moms who rescued them from the shelter, or hashtag who rescued who could be another one in her grouping. Hashtag rescue dog. You want to look for hashtags, 30 of them per, wedge of your color wheel that are probably, I would say 30,000 hashtags or less, as in that hashtag has only been used 30,000 times or less. If she were to put hashtag dog mom, look it up real quick. Do you have any no, we don't have any internet access. All right. If you looked up hashtag dog mom, I think it's probably 10 million times that one's been used. So the instant that she hashtags dog mom, it goes to that hashtag, and then it gets buried in the day by 10 million other posts of people saying hashtag dog mom. So nobody will ever find her that way. So you want to look for more specific hashtags. So that's why I went into shelter dog. That's why I went into rescue dog. Which one? Oh, yeah. Go ahead, Ellie.
So the first post that I did using this app that Whitney showed me was with, like she said, of Samson and I working out. And in the first 5 minutes, I got likes and comments from other shelters, or Rhodesian Ridgebacks, or whatever, which I didn't even put together at all how they found me, but I was like, oh wow, this does it does actually get you people.
Yeah, and so she could put hashtag Rhodesian Ridgeback mom, and now all the other mamas who have Rhodesian Ridgeback, she is immediately going to have a connection point with them when she starts to form a relationship with them later down the road. So with here, that's kind of how we get your posts out to more eyes and start building your following. So throughout the week, I'll go into this in a sec for your homework. We're going to have you post one thing a week from your color wheel or from that theme, you know, Saturdays, workout Wednesdays, from that theme, whatever you decide for your post for the day. And then you'll start to look up hashtags for that post. And as you find some, and this can be an ongoing thing, you don't have to have all 30 for everything for your color wheel this week. It'll be ongoing. We want you to save them in the notes on your phone so that you immediately can pull up after you. So say she posts about Samson next week, boom, she can go to the notes on her phone and she has hashtags already saved that she can now use again now that she's posting about Samson again. So that's kind of how the secret, I guess you could say, to getting new eyes on your stuff. Not only can you use those hashtags in your posts, but Ellie could go search that hashtag, Dog Moms of Rhodesian Ridgebacks, and she's going to find a bunch of women that she could go follow and like and comment on their stuff and start engaging with them in hopes of a follow back and start building that relationship. So that's how it takes a while. It's a process. You know, Sarah and I have been doing it for years, but that's how we've built our followings of people who, you know, like dogs, they like babies, they like triathlons, they like fashion if you're Sarah. So that's kind of the secret sauce behind it for Instagram.
Yeah.
Anything you want to add, Sarah?
Yeah, one thing we didn't mention is tagging. So say like if Whitney and I are talking about each other in a post, we can tag each other and then share that. Tagging is so incredible because once that person gets tagged, then whoever is following them, if they look at their Instagram and their following, they can also see that they were tagged in that. So it's just going to get even more eyes on your page. So you can tag them in your caption. You can tag them in your Instagram stories. I would encourage you guys, if you guys are throwing up a post, like down in the comments or something, like tag your upline coach so that they can go in and love on you and then all of their following can see you as well. If you're talking about someone in your stories, go in and tag that person in their stories so that they can share it to their stories. And then that ripple effect is just going to bring lots of traction to your page. And just the community that you're going to be behind that. So tagging has been really, and Instagram, you guys are going to find Instagram and social media are constantly evolving. And so we have to constantly evolve with it. So maybe like in the future, I don't know, we'll have to adjust the hashtags, but right now this is what's working really well.
Yeah, that's a great point. And when I posted about like the tithing thing this weekend with the animal shelter that we donate to, I tagged the local animal shelter and they reshared it to their stories. So now all the people who follow the dog shelter can now see my post as well. So you're right, Sarah, that's a great point. So in stories, you can tag businesses, do the @ symbol. And then, so if I'm posting about the Giants or I have little man in a Giants onesie, I'm going to do @Giants baseball, you know, and obviously that's a little optimistic thinking they would reshare that, but small businesses almost always reshare your stuff. So it's a great way to connect with a lot of people in your local community too. If you go to a deli and grab a sandwich, @Lincoln Deli, and then they'll reshare it to their stories, and then everybody who follows Lincoln Deli can now see all your stuff. So fun. All right, last slide. You guys made it. All right, so homework for this week. We would love for you to create a posting schedule for the week and send a picture of it to us. So today, tomorrow, I want you to think of what you want to post today, tomorrow, and the rest of the week until, our call next week. So through Sunday, what you want your post to be. Send a picture of that to your upline. So that'll be your homework. And the second homework piece, just to kind of start tackling and working throughout the week, is making that new challenger packet your own and your first piece of awesomeness that your customers get from you when they sign up with you as their coach. So those are the two big ones. And we will send all of this in an email right now after the call, along with the recording, so you can go back and listen if you need to. Are there any questions before we sign off for the day?
I don't think so. All right. So like Whitney said, we are going to get this all out in an email to you guys. One thing I will talk about for your post for the week that Whitney and I actually did, and it was really beneficial. When you're getting ready to start out your posts and stuff, take copy it and send it to your upline just so you can get an extra set of eyes on it to be just like, how does this sound? And then we can help you guys with wording in your posts and everything. Whitney and I did that we still do that nowadays. So if you guys are having problems or questions or anything about your post, just copy it and send it to your upline coach and we'll be able to help you out with it. All right.
Thank you guys. Sorry for the technology delays today. You guys are awesome. Good job.
All right. We'll talk soon.
Bye, ladies.